Good morning and welcome to our morning meditation. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and holiday. I hope that you had an enjoyable time, even in our social distancing, with maybe connecting with some family and friends over this weekend. Today we will be, and this week, we will be focusing on finding motivation and ending procrastination. So for many of us, this is going to be a challenge, myself included at times. But as always, we'll begin our meditation time together with a bit of reflection from these words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I also want to invite you to reflect on the quote that is given, the question that is being offered during these words with Emerson. Maybe give yourself some time to reflect on them, maybe not necessarily just right now, but also throughout the day. And today's question is about your understanding of faith and religion and what does that hold in your life. So as we go forward with these words, I invite you into this time of meditation. The tendencies and duties of men of thought. We live in a transition period when the old faiths which have educated and comforted and legislated for nations have not only so, but have made the nations seem to have spent their force and to be comparatively powerless on the public and the private mind of Europe and America. Society is now full of fancy faiths, of gentlemen and of nations, in search of religions. It seems to me as if men stood craving a more stringent creed than any of the pale and enervating systems to which they had recourse. The Turk, who believes that his doom is written on the iron leaf on the moment when he entered the world, and that he cannot alter it, rushes on the enemy's sword with undivided will. The Buddhist, who finds God's masked in all his friends and enemies, and reads the issues of the conflict beforehand in the rank of the actors, is calm. The old Greek was respectable, and we are not yet able to forget his dramas, who found the genius of tragedy in the conflict between destiny and the strong should, not like the moderns, in the weak would. And the natural remedy against this miscellany of knowledge and aim, this desultory universality of ours, in this immense ground Jupiter falling abroad, and not gathered up into any column or tree, is to substitute realism for sentimentalism, a recognition of the simple and terrible laws which, seen or unseen, pervade and govern. In many traditions, it is believed that if you speak out loud your intention of goodwill, that it gives it power. And therefore, today, I would like to offer up our procrastinators. Those who put things off, they want to do, things like exercising on a regular basis, writing a book, beginning or ending a relationship. Our procrastinators help, fools who rush in as well. After all, procrastinators help us to lay out our plans, to make big picture concepts of things, to understand cause and effect and consequences. But our procrastinators can also get caught up in their own planning and their own procrastination. They may also never get where they're going because it is, maybe that they're unmotivated, or maybe they have an insecurity or a feeling of perfectionism that they can't overcome. So today, I hold up our procrastinators. May they help us not be fools who rush in, help us to plan and to structure and to look at big picture activities in our lives. But may we also hold them up when they feel a lack of motivation, when they feel that they are less than confident in something and maybe need a little bit more security and support. or maybe when they feel like the the task is too daunting, and you know they have to do it right and complete, and it has to be perfect, and we can maybe help them to learn to forgive themselves and to be able to just enjoy the space with all of its failings, because when we engage in a new project or we engage anything new, it often comes with failure that we can learn from. So I invite you to reflect on if you are a procrastinator or if you are a fool who sometimes rushes in and needs a procrastinator in your life. But I invite you to hold up all of our procrastinators today and throughout the week. And I invite you now to speak peace and love into the world by offering your own intention at this time, by speaking it out loud in the space you're in, and also letting us know in the comments of any intention you would like us to hold. We speak of that which we carry in our heart as a sign that we are connected to each other and to the community around us. I now bind all that has been named and made known out loud, but that which is also uh, being held in our hearts in silence with the love and the strength of this community that we have started to form together through these meditations every morning. I invite you now to readjust your body if you are able to. Also, to take a moment to move to a new space where you can reflect and receive light and inspiration, especially today as we reflect on the Archangel Michael, who is considered one of our great light bearers and sources of light, that you are able to bask in some light. That would be a wonderful space to start. As we begin, I'll invite you to again to bring your hands into prayer position. We're going to then stretch our arms up above us. And again, this is all to try and make sure that as we connect in a meditation, we are doing a full connection with mind, body, and spirit. So then we'll bring our arms down to our sides. Let them just relax out. Again, if you can press your arms back a little bit, push your arms back a little bit and tighten your muscles between your shoulder blades. Stretch the muscles across your chest and then bring your arms down. I want you to, if you have your legs crossed, to go ahead and take a moment to stretch your legs out. Press your feet out, stretch your toes out, stretching your calf muscles. This is not my calf, my arm, but stretch your calf muscles out. And just give yourself a moment to stretch your body out a little bit. And then we'll come back. And once you've done that and shake that off a little bit, let's make sure that we're sitting up nice and straight and roll your shoulders back a little bit. Just kind of give them a nice little roll. We'll stretch our neck out a little bit, leaning to the right, then to the left. Then forward and back. And again, if you're a person like me who's sitting at a table or a desk throughout the day, it's always good to remember to stretch and to do these kinds of connecting with your body throughout the day. So now, our Source today is the oracle card You Can Do It with the Archangel Michael as a source of inspiration. And you can use this card, and what I've used it for is to call on Michael for protection, motivation, clarity, and courage. And as many of you know, Michael is my middle name, and the Archangel Michael is actually my namesake, who I was named after. So the Archangel Michael is a powerful overseer of the guardian angels. He helps light workers remember to fulfill their life's purpose. Michael has a sword of light to cut away fear of attachments that bind us in apathy and procrastination. He gives us courage to move forward and beyond our comfort zone. Again, as we were saying earlier, he helps us to overlook both our insecurities and our ability to not be a perfectionist and not to be, again, that's also a form of insecurity when you're afraid to fail. And sometimes we need to do that. Call upon our Angel Michael for protection, motivation, clarity, and strength. Archangel Michael, also known as Saint Michael the Archangel, commands legions of guardian angels, all serving the first ray of protection, faith, and the will of the divine. The guardian angels await our requests and calls to bring them into action in our world. And again, maybe if you don't believe in this in a metaphysical sense, it's always nice to be able to reach out into the universe and just say, I could use some help with this. And whoever you're asking, whether it's an angel, a saint, a divine source, just the universe, putting that out there in the world to be able to just ask for strength is always a good thing. It also reminds us that we're not alone, right? We have connections with the world around us. Archangel Michael is the prince of the archangels and of the angelic hosts. He's the defender of faith, the angel of deliverance, and his divine complement, the archeia of faith. In the book of Daniel, he's called the great prince which standeth before the children of thy people. Archangel Michael has figured in the greatest and most revered of angels in many scriptures and spiritual traditions. In Muslim lore, he is the angel of nature who provides both food and knowledge to man. Archangel Michael is identified as the angel who wrestled with Jacob, destroyed the armies of Sennacherib, and saved 3 Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace in Jewish mystical tradition. Archangel Michael also appears in the Christian Testament as the defender of humanity against Satan in the book of Revelations. No matter what your faith tradition is, Michael can be there to guide and to motivate and protect and to bring light into your life, to bring inspiration, hope, and hopefully motivation against procrastination. So let's begin today by breathing together, and we'll take just a nice few deep breaths as we start to slow down and to enter a time of reflection and meditation. So we'll take our first breath in, and again, we'll take a nice deep breath in, fill your chest and your abdomen up, and then hold it for a second, and then release. And when you do that release, make sure you completely release, and maybe even tighten up your abdomen a little bit as you press that air out. So we'll take our first breath in. Inhaling, hold, and release. Inhale. Hold and release. Inhale. Inhale deep. And release. Our meditation today will be one of affirmation, one that helps us to recognize that we are good, valuable, and beloved people, that we have skills and qualifications and strength that can help us to be motivated in our lives. If we are, as I've been talking about during this meditation time, procrastinators, that we are able to use that ability to procrastinate to help others, others who at times rush into things and don't uh, necessarily find strength in looking at big picture items. As procrastinators, we hold these big picture, long term goals as things that give us strength and give us hope and help us to see the future with a bright vision very often. So, as we begin and we look at this time, may we remember that though procrastination can be a strength at times, it can also be a time when we fail to, or bring us into a space where we fail to actually move forward. So, as we look at today, what it means to just do it and to move forward, and we take this time to reflect on finding that balance between the two. I'd like to invite you to think about something you have been procrastinating around or something you've rushed into lately and that you need to hold on to find out what it is you actually need to do to make your goal or your motivated space actually come to fruition. I want to ask you now to ask yourself, what would it mean to just do it, uh, like the Nike commercial? What does it mean to just do it when you are looking at this thing that you are trying to uh, uh, focus on? Does just doing it mean that you are rushing in, or does just doing it mean that you're letting go of fears and insecurities that are holding you back from accomplishing your goal? In looking to accomplish your goal, how can you break the, the goal up into smaller steps, into one piece at a time, uh, rather than again rushing into something that may not be fully thought through, but also actually taking steps to accomplish whatever you're looking for, just one step at a time. If you were to take that first step today, what would it look like? How would you remind yourself that you're on the right path and that you deserve to have your goals met, your dreams come to fruition, your hopes and your uh, how would you know that you're on the right path? How would you affirm that? How would you look at your life and say, I deserve to have my dreams, my hopes, my desires met in a way that is healthy and takes it one step at a time in continuous motivation and movement forward. What will it take for you to let go of the insecurities? Is it something that you need to find in yourself, something in a community? What will allow you to let go of the insecurities you're finding during this time? What will it take for you to let go of your perfectionism, for your fear of failure, for your fear of your inability to maybe complete a goal immediately? What will it take for you to let go of that fear in itself? As we come out of this time, I invite you to look at what is holding you back or what is pushing you forward to uh, act in a way that allows you to um, avoid accomplishing your goals, um, either because you've acted too quickly. Sometimes that's also a way to avoid our goals is to act too quickly, so that way um, we tell ourselves a narrative that uh, something is not going to be fulfilling or satisfactory. Um, and also, what is holding you back? So, as we leave this time of reflection on these questions, what is holding you back from achieving your goals, your inspirations, your dreams, your desires in life? And maybe say together, Blessed be. May the goodwill in our hearts be a sign that we uh, connect with each other. May we now take a moment to reflect on anything that is bringing you inspiration at this time, anything that will help you to seek out your dreams and your love of yourself as we move forward and accomplish our dreams and our goals this week. May we say together, blessed be. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to remind you that uh, to take some time this week, and to look at what's holding you back from accomplishing your goals and your dreams, your wishes, your desires. Is it something, again, that you're procrastinating around? Is it also something that is maybe you're rushing into too quickly? Um, as the name of this meditation is you can do it, just do it, and remember that when you're saying to just do it, or to don't always just rush in, but to enjoy the space and the time that you're given to plan, to structure, to give yourself inspiration, and to also invite inspiration from others. So I invite you to do that this today and this week as we look at these concepts for the week. I also want to remind you that if you have an intention or a group that you would like to be held in this space, to let me know. And if you have a spiritual practice that you're interested in, to let me know that as well. And as we close our time together, maybe be reminded that we believe in something greater than ourselves that connects us with the beauty of nature and the wonder of each other. May we send peace into the world, and may we recognize that the divine rests in both you and me, as we bless each other and offer each other grace by saying together, Amen, Amin, Shalom, Salam, Namaste, and blessed be.